top lane and just help Doran to play aggressive on the top lane. And I think that gives a lot of window for your top lane as well.
Yeah, I mean, there was so many evidence, like Rumble is no flash, and both Ambessa and Nazir has TP. Even though they try to plant to Dragon, they can block it, they can block bot turret. And then like, Azir just killed here like for 100% because Rumble is no flash, right? And then they give Azir's like turret plate for like 8 turret plates here. Like bot to top, and then they get extra gold. Their gold gap was like just 1.6k, now it's 3k.
Yeah, and not only Faker, to complete this macro, Doran had the TP as well, so he transit to bot lane, so they don't miss anything. They got the bot turret, they got the top turret, they got the kill, they defend the bot turret as well, so this is just complete of the macro. That's why you don't need a coach voice for T1.
Yeah.
Reach. And again, this was off of the tails of the first real team fight win for D plus Kia. They got the kill, they got the Herald, and they're thinking, okay, that's pretty good. But the amount of resources that was required to get that done, plus T1 saying, okay, we'll just play around the map, just showed how they're able to extract value without needing to get the fight. And then from there on in, all the fights were kind of close for D+. Smash was still doing a good job, but again, that extra 3,000 gold lead to start off of those plays led to the early deficit. Who's someone here for D+ that you want to see play a little bit better?
A little bit better?
Yeah.
I would say it's a Siu because because I think Siu actually played at the laning pace like not well, like I would say, but he's like team fight level or like well coming back was actually really good. So I think he can solve the laning problem like really like fast. Right now, I think he's a good player. Let's see game that too.
It is a best of 5 here as D+ Kia can have the opportunity to bounce back, but T1 in such great form, going to be tough here. Let's send it
Lepas
back on
Azir
over to
Niko
Cassius
sih
for
DK
game number
berani
2.
kali. Mungkin rencananya DK bikin Hanwha Live gak masuk playoff kali ya. Mungkin DK berusaha membuat Hanwha Live gak masuk. Cara tidak kecanduan Entil kayak kecanduan yang lain kayak aku. Aku kecanduan FGO, aku gak main Entil.
And then just able to win the game from there. I do just want to see them do that 2 more times so they can convince me that they're not going to mess around in these best of 5s.
I think really the top side of the map shone quite a bit. You know, Ono with that great gank angle.
Kalian kecanduan di joki guys. Siapa yang di joki
really
anjir?
solid laner moments, and then Faker, the aggression in the fight, just punishing D+ when they didn't expect him to be so far forward, and also just really dictating the pace of the mid game with picking up those towers and those plates to set them ahead. T1 here to play, I think, has very quickly been established. We do have D+ picking second pick in this situation, which can be a little bit risky here.
Mengurangi saingan. Kayak DK punya misi tersembunyi untuk menghilangkan Hanwha Live dari Lane of Dawn.
And I feel like T1 are probably going to try and get their hands on that one.
Yeah.
And so it puts a lot of emphasis.
Let's go, masakan apa yang akan dimasak oleh DK di game kedua ini, saudara-saudara.
That being said, T1 are still happy to ban out the Malphite here.
Let's go, Siu.
Yeah, I think the Malphite needs to have a look at, if you want to play Unara, you probably have to take Vi away. If you do want to play Ryze, just go ahead and pick that. The enemy team will pick Talia and you'll win anyway.
Dawn.
I honestly feel like T1 are kind of, you know, they're banning Malphite, Varus on first pick, which has given a lot of favors over to D+. Here, you know, last time, you know, there was Nocturne, there was Vi banned. I feel like I'd be just taking away the Ryze in the situation. I feel like if you give Ryze to Faker here, unless you have something specifically planned for it.
Malphite kenapa jadi langganan band, Kak? Dia sekarang, lihat aja tadi Malphite jungle di match yang aku nonton tadi. Jay sama Malphite ini kedua jungle terkuat di LoL Esports saat ini. Kuat banget.
Yeah, just gotta wait and see. There's the Vi.
They prioritize the Vi instead, even over the Ryze.
I mean, Vi is definitely one of Owner's best.
Tahun ini.
Again, it kind of makes you not want to play Unara, which is available again.
Baru tahu Pace jago main Jhin. Pace mah semua champion bisa deh kayaknya.
D+, Lucid considering what he's specifically going to play. You know, Pantheon's still available, Wukong's still available. There's still a decent jungle pool. And he's just going to go the Wukong here.
Yeah, I think that's fine. We'll have to see what it is paired with, as Corki does get picked up early. Definitely a good choice.
Yang champion poolnya paling dikit banget mah ADC tuh. Kurasa ya. Jiwoo. Jiwoo tuh champion poolnya dikit. Kalau di LCK.
I don't know. I feel like you could have gone like Ryze Corki in this situation. Yeah. Maybe they're scared of like Faker going Cassiopeia.
Faker main Ryze, wah kacau.
But for both of these mid laners,
Faker Ryze bro.
They both played a ton of Ryze, right? Showmakaaa and Faker both played 4 games of Ryze, the most played. The pick's extremely strong. Unless Showmakaaa has something specifically prepped, which it looks like he's going to go to the Showmakaaa, so
pick yang
like,
bagus
I'm happy for you to have
buat
the Ryze,
lawan Sion sama Ryze.
in the Nivea, we've seen it before into the Ryze. We'll see if
he
can
is a good
execute and
pick.
make it work into it, because this is a big gambit giving Faker the Ryze, which he's been so confident, so proficient on.
Yeah.
I'll have to see them make it work.
I think it's hard when you're playing against T1 because so many other players are very proficient at specific champs. So you can't like, take them all away, but you end up going for counter picks, which sometimes can work, but also you're giving these guys some of their best champs.
I will say, I think taking Ryze Sion, that combo was a bit of a fumble in my opinion, because Nivea does really good into Sion. So if you're taking the Ryze, which the expectation is you might end up going into the Nivea, also taking the Sion, I think was a mistake, because obviously when he ults in, you're going to slam the wall down, right?
Yeah.
And also it's very hard for the Sion to team fight into an Nivea specifically. You already, as you know, a melee pick specifically as a Sion, it can be quite hard to get your decimating smash off into an Nivea, so you can kind of just walk you around the fight.
Championnya si PES di ban semua tuh 3 ya.
80 carries, not wanting to deal with the Yunara, but also the prospect of like Ash Seraphine. And T1 will take away the prospect of Corki, Nami, and the Rek'Sai, which you've seen a lot into, you know, tanks the top lane. It could just be for D+ like Cassante in the top lane, you could just take that. We've seen that matchup a ton.
Kelapa bisa digeser dikit, gak kelihatan itu kocak.
It seems like, which I think again,
oh,
playing into
Zahen?
a melee top lane is definitely where he fares better.
Zahen lawan Sion susah gak sih, cu?
You're gonna do a lot better than we've seen some Zahens like Kennen, and it's been absolutely
jangan,
miserable.
Jangan Zahen anjir, kurang tebel, kurang.
So down
Rek'Sai.
to the end of the timer, but it does get locked in. The Zahen for the top lane, and just waiting on Career's pick down there, but we're going to see the bottom lane of T1 first. So what do you pair with this? Definitely need more damage. Can't just be the Ryze.
You also need a good amount of range.
Amat udah Kaisa Lulu, Kaisa. Iya Kaisa Lulu aja. Rek'Sai di ban ya?
Kaisa's okay because even though like she's short range in terms of ultra attacks, her W is something she can play with at longer range, and her ult allows her to kind of circumvent situations. Nautilus though, I would not want to play Nautilus into an Nivea. We've seen that before, it's not a fun time.
This might just be a fearless draft thing where they want to play Yunara game 3.
Apa namanya?
Like they want to just prioritize it and they just take both Nautilus away. Otherwise, I do definitely agree.
I feel like T1 are kind of playing on hard mode
Galio
in this game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I think they've definitely got that work cut out for them with this draft.
Galio.
But you benefit if you win. As long as you
get
Yunara
Alistar bagus.
Generally,
let's go.
You do benefit.
Yes.
I'm saying like that's in the future.
You know what, Brendan?
You know what? This is good.
The big bucks. That's
nice.
That's why I'm the Valdanalyst.
That's why you're the Valdanalyst. What am I saying?
Valdanalyst.
It's going to be an Alistar coming in, which I think is fine, into the Nautilus, but also does make things even more difficult for this front line of T1. I think this is a hard game for T1, if I'm going to be honest. I think they don't have any super favorable lane matchups. I think the Nivea...
Aku gak suka pick Zahen sih. I don't like Zahen here.
She's good into the Ryze, good into Sion.
I'm not a fan of Zahen.
Try and ult to get on top of her and hopefully have follow-up. But now, with how the draft has panned out, I think she's kind of just in a phenomenal spot.
Maybe they said, there's only one wall. So that one wall can't block all of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Again, you know, we've seen games where there's drafts which we don't favor and they've won. It's not an unwinnable game, but I think they've definitely put it on hard mode. And I think D+, they're in a situation where You know, they've got great tools. So a bounce back from game 1 definitely possible.
All right, game 2,
But that
let's
being
go.
said, if you have a draft like this and you lose game 2 as D+, I don't see how you recover from this position. You have all the
Not
tools
gonna lie,
you need.
T1 tahun
They
ini
should be
sih
in equalization to
kuat
series based on
banget
the
ya.
draft.
We'll see if they can do it in game number 2.
T1 sih lucu sih. Kuat sih. D plus Kia fighting!
Alrighty, game number 2. We already saw yesterday Nongshim were able to get out to a very quick 2-0 lead, but it win 5 games. T1, I feel like if they can win this game, it's probably not going 5 games. I thought for sure yesterday was going to be a 3-0 with how slow KT came out and how good Nongshim were looking, but I feel like T1 and DK are on the next step up and should be cleaner in general with some of their leads. So expecting more out of T1 if they do end up getting to that 2-0 position. But as you mentioned, I mean, this could be the big moment for DK. Pretty exciting to see if they could tie it up.
Like I said, I think they got the tools for it. Just comes down to how they play.
Game 2 sih kayaknya kalah lagi ya. Nggak ada yang damage-nya scaling sama HP siapa?
Don't see anything too crazy in terms of
Wukong.
wounds
Wukong
so
doang.
far. Doran got some good trades in, just using the shield.
Pakai Thunder
level
Sky.
1, kind of bullying out Shiwu.
Now he's level 2.
Oh,
This
that
is
was close.
Smash.
Look,
And
place.
speaking of Smash, he has to flash in the bottom lane.
Yeah, disrespecting the pushing power of the Kai'Sa Nord when you do have, you know, an Alistair with you, and ends up losing flash for it. Not a great feeling so far.
I mean, we talked about how DK should have won the lanes in game 1. They ended up not, and actually Doran was able to exert his influence in many parts of the map, as was Faker. I do worry for DK
Wukong mah lifesteal
once
sih.
again they're not
Ya
going
tapi
to
sakit kok
be
itu
able to
Q-nya.
fight in this laning
Divine
phase
Thunder
and
ya
just
biasanya.
kind of fall behind naturally.
Defense Thunder-nya sakit tuh itu kalau kena tank.
But so far,
Lumayan.
that's
If that happens, it would be pretty bad, in all honesty. Especially top lane is not looking good right now.
yeah, I don't know what's up with Shiu. I mean, generally Shiu is a very strong laner.
To be fair as
he's very
well,
good in these positions.
Sion is one of those champions who just is kind of obnoxious to play against.
Ada Lucid
Doran's
di
gonna try and
lokasi.
go for a ward here.
Oh,
Senses something.
sepertinya mencoba untuk
It
mencoba
looked like
play
he
di
was
sini.
going for the tri-brush to ward, and then he just like sensed something. Was like, no, I don't need a ward there. Knew the timing,
Yeah.
so has himself covered now, and should just be able to continue to exert pressure in the lane.
Yeah. Just knows that Lucid's getting the
Yang gue perhatiin jarang banget itu yang
scuttle
pakai item
crowd,
titing, kebanyakan yang
slower
bisa
this
burst
time.
backline terus tank belakangan.
That's just fine. Another hook is going to
Nggak
come
juga
down,
tuh.
but
Tadi
that one
Yone
is onto
bikin
Career, who
Ruin King.
now is just standing right in front of
Yone
Flash,
tadi ada
or
Ruin King,
Smash.
Chovy juga suka
Who did
bikin
Flash doesn't have
Azir
flash,
Liandry.
so that's why he's standing in front of him.
Scaling
There you
HP
go.
mah banyak ya
And
makanya.
they're playing so defensive at complete max range in this situation.
Ada Azir Liandry,
I think like the
ada
all-in of the Kai'Sa Nord very threatening.
Blade of Ruin King dari ADC biasanya.
He did just kind of walk up there.
Cuma dari
Terry was
DK
very
ini susah
suspicious.
sih. Siapa yang bisa
There's
bikin
wards
scaling
in
HP?
the brush. You can see Lucid's in the vicinity.
Wukong
with so
doang,
many
defense
wards.
under.
And there's one in the tri brush. There's one in the lane brush. So
Soalnya
there's
ngincer
no way for
belakang
you to get in without being spotted.
And there's one
tebel
in the
gimana
jungle.
ada Nautilus
Yeah.
susah.
On his ground.
Full information. They know exactly where he is.
Mau
and if
gak
he's
mau
gonna
harus
come in, they would have spotted
pukulin
him
front
too.
line ya.
Yeah, the timing of it as well. Like he just backed off of the scuttle in the top side of the map.
Corki damage-nya
These trades are getting
scaling
a
sih
bit
tapi
iffy for DK.
geli
Also
cok
misses
kena
as
tank
well.
mah anjir.
And you know, Kai'Sa, generally we're pretty big fans, but we're not fans of a laning phase. But if you get a laning phase like this, that's just kind of free. You're running to the bank.
The thing is as well with Kai'Sa is like, you know, there's lanes which
Oh.
she's uncomfortable into because they can just poke her
Faker
out.
tidak takut.
But a lane like this, you know, if Corki's not
Anda
exerting
pikir
pressure
saya
onto you,
takut
and it's all
ditembokin?
about like the more all-in trades, right? Like the tanks go in,
Faker
apply their
tidak
CC,
gentar.
put your damage down. Kai'Sa has a lot of follow-up damage once, you know, proccing a passive, landing a W, and in the all-in, Corki can't really keep up. Doesn't have nearly as much sustained damage, so I think right now D+ just on the back foot in the bot lane. Showmakaaa has level 6.
We got both
Oke.
supports here.
Flash dipakai sama Faker. Hooknya kena dari Keria.
Keria just goes for an aggressive
Oh,
trade onto
tidak.
career afterwards, but still a
Oh,
win for the
ganti.
side of DK, forcing Faker to flash.
Yeah, the fact they have that already. Lucid not too far away from his ult as well, so potentially could capitalize on that after. And also, it's so easy to set up.
Aku
If Ryze is
takut,
walking forward, Showmakaaa
tolong.
can just set it up by himself with the wall, as he kind of did there. T1 are going to pick up this dragon here. Early Ocean, nice for laning, to be fair. And it doesn't mean it's not Ocean Soul.
Yeah, we do get Infernal next, though.
Dragon
so
pertama
see
diamankan oleh
what ends up
T1.
being the soul in this one. And she's
Ziwu,
not very much
you good,
enjoying himself, but I don't think there's too much kill pressure as he's going to
Oke,
be the one
menggunakan
actually
ultimate-nya.
going
Oh,
in and
stacknya bentar
out
lagi full.
maybe
Bisa sih, bisa sih,
overstepping
bisa
here,
sih, bisa.
a bit out
Full
of
stack,
mana
full
as
stack.
well. And just trying to
Awas,
block this
awas,
one off,
awas,
and
ada
you
fight,
don't
awas,
quite
ada
have
fight.
the damage, and
Awas,
he
ada
even
fight,
gets
awas,
the
ada fight, awas, ada
plants.
fight. Mundur,
Which
mundur, mundur.
it's kind of rare that plant denies action, but I digress. As Faker's
Faker
just dead,
mati,
first blood
let's
goes
go.
over
First
to
blood
Lucid,
didapatkan oleh
and they punish Faker for not having his flash.
There's the setup, you know, coming in, flash down, really easy to find it. We saw Shiu on the top side was using his ult to stack his passive so that he could continue to
Kalau
trade.
kataku Diki
He's
dibayar sama
going
T1
cold,
biar
so
Echeli
definitely
gak
not gonna
lolos.
farm up. But
Padahal
Doran's
gak perlu
execution
gitu
has been a
juga.
little
Hanwha
uncomfortable.
tahun ini lagi
It was
lemah
close that,
banget
the
ya
mana
sih.
cost kind of holding him back from going further.
Skenario Hanwha Live tidak lolos
But I think
gimana kayak?
ultimately,
Kalau Hanwha Live tidak lolos
the fact
berarti
that Showmakaaa
nanti
already has a 20 CS
play-innya
lead
Genji T1.
and that assist
Terus
coming in,
sisanya
this matchup going as you'd hope
DK
when you
BFX
locked in the Innovate into the Rise.
harus rebutin slot buat playoff.
Very easy, very simple, very straightforward.
Rise is
Dan
a
Hanwha pulang.
when he doesn't get phase rush, you can see Faker trying to proc
Nunggu
it there,
speed
trying to go
2
for
berarti.
a trade, but if Lucid is ever there, you're just dead, standing on top of the Innovia ult.
See a decent trade back there from the D plus bot lane. Do have Faker coming down though.
Yeah, Realmore coming in. They do have flash this time though, but
Katie,
Career,
nggak tahu dah
gonna
kabar
even
Katie
bother
ya.
to use it, although he does get the headbutt down, he's still not going to end up using it as they give the kill over to Pays, who's off to the races on this Kai'Sa.
Yeah, getting a kill there. Definitely massive for the Kai'Sa in terms of snowballing. Was already having a great time in lane.
Katie juga
so
nggak ikut lah, nggak ikut berarti.
And definitely
Kan
what you want to be
posisinya
doing
sama
on
sama
this
Hanwha.
Rise when your lane is going a little bit
Katie
rough.
nasibnya sama sama
Also
Hanwha
picking
berarti.
up the boots of swiftness, which does
Misal Hanwha
have
Live
the upgraded
kalah
boots have
lawan
like a
Genji
crazy amount of
2-3,
slow resist. So
Echeli
base
masih
is
lolos.
25%.
Tapi
Upgraded is
DK
40%.
harus menang.
So I think the goal is just when Showmakaaa puts down the ultimate,
DK
the
harus
Glacial
menang
Storm,
kalau
you just
Hanwha
kinda
Live mau ikut.
run out of it. Does mean he doesn't have the Merc treads, right? With the magic
Posisinya kan
damage
DK.
shield. But to be honest,
Nggak
if you
tahu
get
nih,
stunned
menang apa
anyway, you're taking the big E regardless.
Yeah. And also it's, you know, in terms of magic damage, it's mostly just Showmaker.
Yeah. Also the phase rush gives slow resist as well. So with them together, you can just kind of go full
Katie aman
speed.
itu yang punya potensi ke eliminasi
Full
Hanwha
speed,
Live sama
just
Direct.
leave it.
Bukannya
Just
Katie
leave
sama
the
skornya
blizzard.
sama
Yeah, we talk
sama
about the walk
Hanwha ya?
strategy, but in this case, it's actually the run
The
strategy.
run strategy.
karena
You hear
loose-nya
the
lebih
blizzard
banyak?
alert, and
Ini
you're
ya,
like, you know what? I'm going to
poinnya.
respect that. I'm going to get to a safe distance
Hanwha.
and take shelter. That's what Faker's trying to do in this game.
Kalau seri ada
That is what you're
tiebreaker
supposed to
itu.
do.
Yeah.
Iya, nanti ada
Glad
tiebreakernya.
Faker's being a good influence once again.
DRX beruntung banget lawannya, bro.
It's a regular thing he does.
Tapi hampir kalah loh sama bro.
We've had one kill apiece,
Hampir kalah betul ya.
and now they're trying to, I
Kan
guess,
3-2
punish
kan
Showmaker,
DRX bro.
Hard
pretty difficult to do so.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to have a Nautilus lead the charge against an Inivia.
Yeah. Well, eventually, the wall will not be long enough as they do go in. This should be Ignivia.
Owner mati,
As
let's
there
go.
he is, and Showmaker is totally fine.
Overcommit ya, itu masih
on the
ada
other
telur loh.
hand, uses his
Owner
flash and also
overcommit sih.
dies.
Yeah, I'm not sure what
Owner
the game
lupa kan
plan
masih ada
was
telurnya.
there. Because Showmaker used his wall, right? And obviously, Kerry had the angle and could land the grab. And did. And again, you know, that's fine. But then Owner going
Beda
in,
gue
it's like
lupa
you know
alasannya
who
apa,
comes
tapi di
there
Katie
because
unggul.
he was just
Mungkin
taking the
ini kali,
grabs.
apa? Kan
You're
kalau
very aware
misalkan
of that
best of 3
situation.
atau best of 5 tuh ada skornya ya,
And he
misalkan
just
3-2,
flashed on the tower to prop the egg.
2-1. Mungkin Hanwha Live tuh loose-nya tuh banyak banget.
Trying to make an omelet,
Jadi
I assume.
skornya rendah.
Yeah.
Kalau KT masih ada win-nya masih lebih banyak lah, walaupun skornya sama. Soalnya tiap series itu kan beda-beda hasilnya. Ada yang 2-1, ada yang 2-0. Soalnya KT pernah 2-0 deh lawan di Super ya. KT pas lawan Super mereka pernah 2-0 sih soalnya. Hanwha Live kayaknya nggak pernah 2-0 deh, 2-1 deh maksudnya.
Bit of a crazy play.
Yeah.
Bit of a crazy play. And that's a second kill for Lucid, who already has that Triforce completed.
Yeah, the T1 circus, as a lot of our Korean fans like to refer to them. Showing off some of their stuff here, some entertainment in the early game. And yeah, well, you know, now Showmakaaa doesn't have his egg. So on the follow-up...
Does have his flash, though.
Pokoknya ada kaitannya sama Nongshim.
Well,
Nongshim pernah ngalahin Hanwha tuh.
And then his egg will be back.
Makanya rendah banget itu.
And then
scoring.
time after that,
his flash will be back.
time after that,
egg is back up.
Oh,
yeah.
But then
soalnya kan skornya kalau misalkan menang di best of 3 itu, kalau misalkan 2-0 kan dapatnya poinnya 4 ya kalau salah ya.
Realmore front of the top lane.
Poinnya 2. Poinnya 2. Jadi kalau misalkan kalah satu game di best of 2. Shio gak punya stack. Tadi gak mati. Kalau kalah satu game di best of 2, di best of 3 minus 1 ininya poinnya.
To mitigate the dive, big investment from Faker in terms of time there, but now he's staying around.
Round 2, that's going to be the flash out of Shio. But we still have Realmore because he didn't use it the last time around. But Shio pretty mobile, able to get into the wave as now we're looking at the bottom lane at 3v3. Faker does get the kill in the top lane. Owner going very deep, trying to take out Smash, who has barrier and just shakes it off. Lucid there on time once again.
Yeah, good counterplay from D+ on the bot side. I do think Shio horrendously overstayed after an initial strong play to
Showmakaaa push lane. Okay,
but in the meantime, Showmakaaa is just... He's playing, it's not even really PvE, it's PvT.
Yeah.
Player vs tower.
Protoss versus Terran.
Yes. Shio sticks around. Probably because he doesn't have TP and he's being very greedy. But yeah, you don't have
waktu itu Hanwha Live pernah di interview ya. Katanya kekurangan Hanwha Live saat ini tuh shot callernya. Hanwha Live yang saat ini nggak punya shot caller. Butuh supir intinya.
But it's a heavy committal, and Wukong is so strong right now. And Ona's like, well, I guess I have to go and continue on the Corki. The Corki has barriers, so it's like, okay. I mean, Smash still had flash, by the way.
Zahen gak ada damage gitu ya? Emang gak ada damage itu champion.
Like even if he does get the kill on the Smash,
gameplaynya gitu sih, gameplaynya dia ngumpulin stack sampai musuh sekarat. Nanti kalau udah full stack mati baru bunuh musuhnya. Jadi dia mah gak bisa buy one sebenarnya champion team fight itu. Zahen mah buy one pasti kalah ya anjir.
Owner and Faker, and they just have not been working this game so far. You know, Lucid and Showmakaaa having a great one.
Bukan champion buy one.
On the Wukong Anivia.
Trying to land this route here with Owner in the area, but again, it's Corki, and that's part of the reason why you do pick the Corki to get away from stuff like that.
Tapi bang, Zahen Doran
we did see a bit of a lane swap right after the quest finished. So pretty cool timing here from
user Zahen paling kuat saat ini di LoL Esports kataku Xiaoshu. Menurut kepercayaan saya.
Now we're gonna have the hook here onto Career, who is about half health, but now Career has to flash away. So Career will take that every day.
Yeah, half your health bar or a flash. I think you'd rather have the flash still available. Lucid now fishing.
Kenapa buat Faker sering kalah CS kayak? Kagak tahu, aku juga kagak bisa CS aja.
Both top lanes on the bot side, but have their TPs available. Teams setting up for Herald, but I just think it's so hard for T1 to contest into this Anivia. If she's like set up in the area and gets, you know, her wall down, her ult, it's a problem.
Yeah. We saw the counter pick of Anivia into Rise that was prepped here by Showmakaaa. We've seen that out of Chovy. And then T1 was like, what about if you countered every other champion on our team too?
Yeah.
You know, like let's make it a little bit more difficult. Not just the Rise, but how about everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, if T1 do get ahead and they have a Vi in a good position with Flash and they have Kaisa who can ult over the top, sure. But they're not in that position. As this is one way as well to just hide on bush and get Showmaker down. And Nivea is back. But Vegas is making his way up here. As Lucid's going to get there first, the exhaust is going to help out, and the Nautilus ult keeps all three of them around. And Pace flies in just to help out in the trade. And that's going to be 2 kills going the way of T1. Excellently played.
Yeah, good capitalization. Finding Showmaker isolated and alone is the way to do it. The Realm Warp comes in. And that's how you make an omelet. Lucid going down as well, trying to save his mid laner.
Kalau Zahennya Doran masih sering miss sih. Kadang stacknya. Kalau saat ini yang paling stabil sih user Zahennya Xiaosu. Yang nonton LPL pasti tahu lah. Xiaosu.
Faker goes down bot. You can see the rotations coming in from T1.
Now the gold's like dead even.
Yeah.
Xiaosu jago banget sih Zahen.
Yeah, Oda finding this big wraparound, just meaning there was no way to peel, disengage in the situation. Also, this is so every other champion, I feel like does struggle into Anivia, but I do feel like Vi. I mean, it's not even Vi; it's mostly the Kaisa. But I feel like Vi. Yeah. You can potentially find the angle to close the distance, and Kaisa,
I don't like Zahen, bro.
If you get on top of the Anivia, the Kaisa can be there, right? You know, if it was something like a Lucian would just have a nightmare time. Yeah. But a Kaisa can follow up and close the distance, but it takes creative angles from T1. You have to find angles like that. So that was a good move from T1.
Apapun masalahnya, Geng Sion udah berapa kan? Coba Geng Sion dapat apa?
Is on them to outplay D+.
Geng Sion dapat apa aja?
In an ordinary way, if we just play out front to back, D+ are going to be very happy.
Full stack tuh
but
benar.
now gold's about even. Dragon is up and available, and there's a Cloud Soul, which has a tremendous amount of value in this game.
Okay, Siu, I see you. I see you. Fight jauh.
Placing down slows,
fight jauh.
Speed.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty huge. And this time both teams have one Dragon. The gold is exactly even here 17 minutes in, so should get some pretty entertaining fights here for these Drakes that both teams should be prioritizing. Speaking of which, DK trying to get on top of the first one.
Tapi jujur kurang suka owner pakai V agak gimana gitu. Bro, dia user V paling kuat anjir setelah Peanut. What do you mean?
So that's some nice tech.
Owner itu user V paling kuat setelah Peanut. Cekecak.
From Owner to get on top of Showmaker, maybe a little bit too aggressive, but now Doran is here.
Pace
flies into the backline. Lucian is just down as Doran gets in there with his ult and stuns the two of them up. And T1, they force the fight and it works excellently for them. Smash has to flash away, but he can't get away from this rise. It's a full ace. It's a 5-for-0 ace for T1, 17 minutes in.
Just beautiful execution from T1, doing everything they need to make this fight work.
Anjir, ngeri cowok T1 tahun ini kocak.
Did a clean ace at this point in the game. Pick up that Dragon as well. Now, I said coming out of the draft that D+ losers are going to be in a rough spot. I think what's huge here, so we end up seeing Carrier going aggressive, burns cooldowns from the Alistar, and then goes in the Herald. And this burns the wall from Anivia to block the Herald. So then Ona gets the ult in, the Herald has meant the wall is unavailable.
Rata deh.
And then we see Hayes goes in, buys more time, and we get this great angle from Doran. Remember, Doran can't ult in if the wall is available.
Yeah.
But Carrier burnt it with the Herald. So it's just burning these cooldowns, burning these resources. The team working in unison to just eke out everything that D+ has so that they can fly in and finish off those targets. It was honestly just a masterclass in team fighting for T1 against a composition that has the tools, typically, to prevent them from getting backline access. So great play from T1. They now have a sizable goal lead. You can see, look at the goal grab. They were dead even. And they did everything right there to bring themselves to this point of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 5,000 gold ahead now for T1. I mentioned it after the draft. I'm like,
the
wall can't block literally everything. Also, the fact that Owner flashed in as well just to make sure that Showmaker didn't have a nice setup. You know, it didn't look like the Vial did all that much, but what it really did is just make things very uncomfortable for the
masih ada satu game lah kalau misalkan satu yang ini kalah.
And have the threat of Kais over the top, which we also did see.
Yeah, we still have one chance to reverse sweep, right?
Yeah. So now they're behind, and now I do worry for D+ Kia in this position. Because by the time the next fight comes out, you know, we're going to have Flash for the Vi back. I say that, DK are trying to force another fight here as the wall comes down to block them in, but T1 are okay with that. Awas here as well. Could try to force it. There's the hook on the decoy.
You can see how defensive D+ are playing now.
Gak bisa apa-apa anjing, towernya
really
habis,
know
Cok.
they're on the back foot and just trying to disengage from every situation. And they have to. What's really uncomfortable as well is Smash is just approaching his 2-item spike. He still doesn't have his Manamune stacked up, so even though he technically has 2 items, it's not real 2 items. And Pays has just finished his Dusk and Dawn. So the point at which on a Corki you're feeling really like, hey, this is my time to shine.
Aku pengen Showmakaaa, bodo amat Guma kocak.
Right, this Kai'Sa is so strong right now. Very scary.
Masa Showmakaaa diketekin gini, bro? Sama kakek-kakek.
It's really not going to take much at all from Pays to just
Jangan mau
instantly
kalah
stack
sama
that passive and
aba-aba.
explode targets. So
Nggak, aku haters Lucid. Aku fansnya Siwoo, Showmakaaa, Smash, sama Karir. Lucid, Lucid cool, I guess.
You do just kind of get bowled over. So they really need T1 to misstep, and they need to find an angle where they can hold them at bay. Right now, T1 are starting up on the Baron.
Yeah.
If T1 get the Baron, that's generally seen as bad.
Yeah, we've seen so many teams in the game just kind of flounder and do nothing. T1 is not going to be that team. We know about the T1 Barons. They're going to go for it. Doran is trying to get on top of Lucid, who does actually get in the pit just to not get the smite and just die. As now we got the Realm Warp on in. Faker is frontlining. And Showmakaaa again, you know, he puts the wall down, gets flashed over. There's no setup here for DK. And they're just being run around the rift. As this should be Smash going down on top of it all. Faker picks up another one. And she was just over here in mid lane trying to run away. And eventually he's going to be going down. It's just kind of a disaster of a game at this point, as T1 has run away with this one in a big way after that last team fight, and they followed up with yet another one.
The level of coordination T1 is showing right now, just leagues above, right? Doran, he's on the duty to sort of zone away. Lucid is so cautious about getting over the wall. Doran flashes, ults him, and it puts the pressure on Lucid, not able to get over the... I'm not sure if he got over in time or not, but not able to get the smite. And then here, they're just chasing through on them. You know, Korea goes down. Faker's flashing after Showmakaaa. Smash goes down. It just feels like T1 are playing right now at a level leagues above D+. And I'm worried if D+ are going to find their legs in this game or this series, to be honest. This game feels, I think, over at this point.
I said at the top of the show as well that, like, T1's number 2 and DK are number 3. You know, if we look at the standings right now,
jangan di cancel, anjir.
T1 and Gen G are very much like a whole tier
itu kayak Titan mau berubah tapi di cancel anjir.
Right now, just based on the games we've seen.
Titan lagi berubah di cancel.
I think we're seeing a little bit of that here as well. Owner is going to have to flash away. And, you know, we did see Nongshim come out really strong, but I think this is a different feel today. As Curry is going to go in, we got the teleport coming in. T1 is up 8,000 gold, and they're going to pull the trigger here with the Baron, as everybody is just being rolled over. She was like, please, I want to do something in this background, but his whole team is dead. And that's going to be the end of that. The Grim Deliverance comes in. It's only 23.5 minutes, and the game is over.
Just decimation, absolute decimation. This game is so one-sided, you know, and I don't disagree with what I said. I felt like D+ had a great draft, but the execution from T1, they really found the angle.
That's why you were like, we got to see the play first. We got to see the play.
Yeah, they found the weakness, and they just crucified D+ for it. Found every angle to take them out of this game. And we see here, Pays reacts to the engage from Korea so well. The chain around comes in, Ona diving in, causing all this disruption.
Well,
okay.
Doran coming over, and actually, I guess maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, actualize as well, boosting the Seraph shot.
Wait, it's now it's becoming like a 2v5.
Gak usah deh, mundur aja, Mbak. Defend aja gak sih, Bang?
And Doran is
defend aja deh, Bang.
well, I'm
Kayak
just gonna
mati
go in
kita kalau
because I
one.
might as well. The rest of the
Okay,
team is coming over. They're like, okay, if you want to end the game now, we can. If you want to fight now, sure. We were gonna back off and farm up a little bit with the Drakes and stuff, but nah. We'll just come back
Kurang satu
and
startnya.
end it now for you guys.
And this game has to feel demoralizing. It's a rough loss at this point. Game 1. you know, was T1 winning, but there was some
T1
fight.
is kind
This one
of
has just been
dominating
absolutely
right now.
crushing. And
Okay.
from D+'s perspective, a complete mental reset going to be needed going into game 3.
Oh, ada pergerakan yang amat sangat luar biasa dari karir. Oke, baiklah, ultimate digunakan.
As the headbutt was coming in, he lands his Q and just turns it around.
Ya, dapat Sion sih, lumayan ya. Oke.
They're really just styling on
Tukeran.
them now. As another hook is going to come in. Lucid, no W available rather. As we do have the ult coming in from Paze. He is going to put an end to things. Or try to, as they're under the turrets. They're certainly having their fun.
Oke, masih bisa sih. Showmakaaa, come on Zahen, do something, shutdown. Okay, nice. Satu lagi guys.
Yeah, I think all three inhibitors this was a situation where T1 definitely should have backed off, reset, and then just
cari bang, ketemu, hoop.
Faker.
But I think this was also an example where T1 were like, let's just go to game 3.
Oke.
So
Chill. Masih bisa, Cok. Masih bisa.
Not ready to go to game 3 yet, it seems. A little bit more time to hold now.
Masih bisa ini.
We'll see T1 respawning.
Si udah jadi 2 core, Cok.
But with triple super minions coming in.
Dora?
Okay.
Nice.
Oke, Dora.
Well, we take
Terima
those,
kasih.
you know.
See, the biggest gold lead is actually in the jungle. It's not where I would have expected it.
Oke, Dora.
Could be potentially because we did have some big shutdowns going over.
I think
one of them did go over to Smash.
Definitely a factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Smash has a ton of farm. So
the comeback.
Yeah, they don't have triple super minions coming into the base. And this time T1 have spent their gold and have full HP. So we'll see. IE picked up for Smash. They have 1 Nexus tower.
Well, Doran's taking some damage. And the Nexus tower is under siege.
Ingat guys.
Threatening a dive, but doesn't have to.
Alistar, jangan Kaisa, Alistar. Rise dulu, Alistar. Rise.
He keeps just eating ult damage.
Rise.
But for T1, they don't have to overstep.
Rise, ayo karir, cari Rise, karir. Oke, Shiu dapat Rise. Sakit banget Rise dulu ya.
Showmakaaa, who is not having a very fun time. As he finally does go down, but so will Paze. But nobody has an upper on Faker here. Shiu tried desperately to shoot the smash, but just runs straight to the rest of T1. And eventually just dies. Faker also will.
Oke, mundur.
Finally does go down. Owner takes him out. And Owner going to be using some of that gold. We did see 1 Nexus turret respawn.
Yeah, Lucid's alive, but
yeah.
Bisa lah. Bisa.
Oh, he did. Okay. Well, the Nexus is down, and finally, the very fun ending of that game, the last 5 or so minutes, is over. As T1 do eventually put the number on the board and make it official, 2-0. You can see Lucid's like, well, what are we gonna do about this?
Ya,
so far,
game 3 sih boleh sih piknya serius sih.
Yeah, I mean, obviously teams have their own interpretation of how the draft panned out.
Game 3 sudah boleh serius ya.
T1 had a draft edge and the execution was good, but it was still a closer game. Game 2, it's like I felt like D+, they brought
game
out their
udah boleh serius mainnya ya.
Showmakaaa was having a good laning phase. And then they just got absolutely blasted in every fight. It felt like the coordination for T1 was at a much higher level. It felt like the execution, this was T1 showing just an insane level of form.
Game 3.
I think it's so hard to bounce back
game
from a loss
3
like
udah
this.
boleh serius mainnya ya.
1 game away from losing this
udah ya main
series.
Jahen ya.
They almost had 3 people above 1 KDPM.
Jahenannya udah dulu ya.
So.
Yeah, this was just this was absolute decimation.
Yeah.
This is a tricky one.
Udahan ya main Jahen ya.
Need to lock in here. They don't want us to be a 3-0.
Yeah, I think that's really all you can say at this point, right? Because they've gotten good positions in drafts. They've had ability to make this an even series, but so far they have not been able to. T1 so far very far ahead, 2-0. We'll see what happens in game 3 after the break.
Aduh. Udah boleh serius nih. Bang Cumak. Bang Cumak. I trust you. I trust you, Bang Cumak. Ban semua championnya Pace boleh sih. Ban semua championnya Pace sepertinya bisa dicoba. Terus nanti Showmakaaa main Twisted Fate. Nah, yo, let's go. Ban semua champion Pace, pick Twisted Fate. Nah, we win those. Azir bisa lah Teflon Azir. Ini sih bro. Main sipir. Sipir lepas. Ban semua champion Pace. Main sipir, ya kan?
보자. 막았어 우리. 나네 일단 나. 좋긴 하다 근데.
Bat lepas dulu coba.
좋긴 해.
Siapa tahu.
콜키 때릴게요. 알레요. 콜키? 빨간 장갑 뭐냐? 사인 나온다. 옆에. 아 죽었다.
Oh Azir udah. Bagus lah gak ada Azir.
나왔다. 잠깐만. 피켓 잡아야 돼.
Kalau gak ada Azir, Faker udah boleh pakai Yone sih.
어우씨.
Faker pakai Yone boleh sih. Udah boleh ya. Faker udah boleh pakai Yone ya.
그건데? 아 예? 바이 딜량 1등.
Faker Yone udah boleh dipakai ya. Iya, yoi Faker Yone gak sih? Faker Yone lah. Faker Yone terus BD di main Ahri. Nah, cocok banget pokoknya. Cocok. Showmakaaa main Ahri, Faker Yone. Dah. Reaper Sweep bisa. Faker udah boleh pakai Yone lah. Udah 2 game tuh. Mungkin dia mau have fun dikit ya kan? Kasih lah. Dia mau main Yone itu. Mau have fun dia. Abis ini Faker main Yone, Faker. Bosen dia, pengen 5 game dia mah. Mau 5 game dia, main Yone abis ini. Mau Yone, dia mau have fun. Aku tahu Faker mau have fun di sini. Nih, cara pakai Jin tuh begini, Bung. Jin Tomang nih, bos. Respect streamer deh, katanya 3-0 biar bisa istirahat, bangke. Saya di sini untuk menonton 5 game ya, T1. Sirkusnya mana sirkusnya?
Love rules all. Rest is good.
You want style? You found her.
Samira. Gimana guys cara main Samira guys? Itu Marel yang OP kayak lah. Lihat damage contribution-nya kids, anjay. Kasihan stream T1 jadi lama kalau fake Ryone. Justru streamer pengen nonton lama, kocak konten, cari beras. Masa 3-0 serunya di mana? Ini nonton siapa sih, Dek? Udah fix 3-0. Ah? Udah kalah tadi Sevo sama Rookie, BTW. Kalah sama pendatang baru Sevo. Rungkat, Ci. Cari beras mah ke tukang beras malah streaming. Lah iya ya. Bener juga, kocak. Kenapa gue nyari beras di sini ya? Dikira T1 tukang beras Bulog. LEC streaming gak sih? Enggak, kayaknya aku ada kerjaan. Tapi aku nonton sih. Nonton tapi kagak stream ya. Siapa seru tadi? Wah, kacau banget tadi matchnya. Cuma kalah sih, jadi kagak seru-seru banget ya. Seru tapi kalah, coba.
Only the hive man could appreciate this drink.
Oh, sakit banget nih Dali.
Vibrant as my dreams.
Oh, kena. Dia maju aja. Nice. Gimana sih cara main Samira? Di santai masuk wild trip. Bukannya Mel dulu.
No one is immune to us.
Itu dia, bos. Ini dia. Itu dia. Oh, satu. Oh, beliau satu lagi ini. Kawannya sehat. Sehat.
This place is practically begging for a fresh coat of paint.
Udah ngerti nih cara main kesante. Harus Samira ya. Help, help, help. Wah, anjing. Udah mulai tuh. Belum.
Like painting by numbers.
Open speed. Aku berani baca. Mati gua.
Ally slain. Enemy slain. Ally slain. History shut down.
Nice, sana.
I've seen too much of this, but I won't wait.
Lanjutin Aramnya, T1 udah pasti Genway. Enggak ya, Reaper Sweep ini, cok. Ya kali DK sengaja bikin Hanwha Live kalah. Ada personal apa ini? Wah, susah sih ya. Susah sih, bro. Susah sih main Samira sih ya.
Enemy rampage.
Oh bangke itu si Ramusnya sumpah.
Double kill. Enemy is dominating. Shut down. I've seen too much of this.
Mereka sudah habis belum? Masih banyak. Wah kelas.
Double kill.
GG akalinya
Slain. Ace. Now to make the world enemy vibrant as my dreams.
Simpen skill 3 kayak. Sampai berapa stack nih enaknya pencet skill 3? Mati bang, tunggu dulu bang.
Ally slain. Enemy slain.
Udah mulai ya.
That they will, if they do get that scoreline as you did mention. So we are going to see second pick selected here once again by D+ Kia, hoping that that counter pick can help them out, but it is going to give first pick over to T1 again. Last time they picked Vi first, a lot of stuff is gone, you know, the Rise, the Vi, the Rumble, all taken away.
Switching things up though, now banning the Cassante. So this is telling because we've consistently seen that Varus ban second, and as we start to see, you know, more and more of these power picks get funneled out, it does make you think what's left open. Varus has not been banned. T1 seemingly wanting to first pick it. You know, they first picked the Azir, they first picked the Vi. Now it seems like sights are set on the Varus, especially as they're banning away the Lulu, so not wanting to deal with something like a hyper carry paired with an enchanter, which can be a bit of a pain point if you're looking to scale up. So will D+ ban away the Varus? No, they're going to go for the Aurora. I presume this is what T1 is setting up for. based on leaving the Varus open, and yep, they will lock that one in. Varus even got
Okay,
buffed
Pace
on
dapat
this patch.
Varus.
That's the crazy thing. He was already high prio previously. And of all the things to get buffed, again, it wasn't like a crazy big buff, but his
main Varus,
Q
main
damage
Varus.
got buffed, which of all the things to get buffed for Poke Varus was a crazy thing to get buffed. So,
Main
Hayes
apa
will be
Smash?
playing that.
Ezreal,
And it does put a lot
Ezreal
of
udah
pressure
gak
on
ada
the
ya?
bot lane, who already have been feeling the pressure a good amount. Smash has been playing well, but the
Ashe gak sih,
2v2,
Ashe?
we definitely saw some struggles. And
Ashe
Varus
kali ya?
does put you in an uncomfortable spot when it comes to those 2v2 matchups. Now we do see the Pantheon come out. Is it going to be Pantheon Talia coming through? We haven't been super convinced by Talia, but it is a strong combination. Pantheon, though, in and of itself, definitely a good jungle pick.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. They're looking at the Lucian actually here. So that is going to be the choice. Lucian can go with the whole host of different supports. So
yeah, definitely a shorter range pick, which can make it a little uncomfortable into the Varus.
Pantheon jungle ini mah. Lucianami kah?
We'll see how that pans out.
Lucianami bagus sih lawan ini. Lucianami lawan Varus bagus sih.
Options, there's Nocturne tends to be available. If Ono wants to lean on that, definitely a pick he has a lot of comfort on.
Lucianami.
Looks like he will do just that.
He looks pretty happy.
He's pretty good on that pick. So. Also, honestly, Akali is open available. Akali Nocturne, very scary, and it's a flex.
Showmaker
so if you wanted to
Vex.
lean on that,
Ini mah aku mengasih tau aja, Vex enak banget sih.
obviously you don't know the matchup for
Vex
either lane,
enak
but
banget
being
sih,
that
Bang
it's a flex, could
Showmaker
go
sih.
in that direction. Instead, they're going to go
Showmaker
Nocturne Galio
jago
and pick
kok
that up
Vexnya.
for Faker. A lot of global pressure when you're dealing with the Galio.
Real ini mah.
Having double globals, it's like, oh, you got a global? We got two globals. You know, matching up in that regard really puts a dampener on what Lucian's going to be able to do. Lucian Nami, I think, makes the most sense. Yes, you could go Lucian Braum, but I think there's a lot of lane matchups that would really make you struggle.
Vex enak sih.
Part of the problem is you kind of have
Bang
to take your
Showmaker.
support here, because if you leave it till after the ban phase, they could ban Nami and Braum, and then what do you pick
Vex,
with Lucian?
Vex.
Milio, I guess?
Yeah. No, it wouldn't feel good.
It wouldn't be the end of the world, but maybe a little uncomfortable. Or maybe they ban like Nami Milio, and then you're forced into Braum in a matchup which you don't feel good in, because as a range champion, he just bullies you out. So they're going for the Nami here. They want to make sure they have a good laning phase, as good as you can have, into a Poke Varus, and Nami obviously gives the sustain to mitigate that. And now we'll see what D+ are going to ban out in this situation. Going to get rid of the Blitzcrank, scared of Carrier just deleting the Nami off the Rift.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. Varus Blitz isn't the most common duo you ever see, but Blitz does get picked in situations like this against Enchanters. TF going to be banned away from Showmaker, so they don't want to have him having a lot of global presence to counter the global presence of T1.
TF di
Yeah,
ban.
I think it makes sense. Especially a pick
Wah,
Showmaker
TF
extremely
di ban,
efficient
Cok.
on, and can have a lot of control in a game like this.
You know, I was thinking about
Kenapa nggak
Varus
ban Camille
Ashe
ya?
just from the old days of
Kenapa nggak ban Camille ya?
used to do
Kenapa nggak ban
that
Camille?
in that meta and really design the meta around themselves.
Kenapa kita
but
tidak ban Camille aja, Bang?
also potential for the Varus to go top. I mean, we haven't seen it here at the LCK, but it was definitely running rampant in solo queue.
It absolutely has been. So, probably it's difficult to navigate it because you are first pick on the side of T1. Not necessarily going to have counter pick to adjust to. Likely going to have Showmaker's mid
Showmaker
pick
pakai
in this
apa ya?
situation.
Lawan itu ya?
Could just go for something that's just like a control mage.
Ahri.
Looks like they're just going to go for the Ahri.
Vex sih
A lot of
sebenarnya,
mobility hard to
Vex.
pin down.
Gak
which
meta
makes
ya?
sense given what
Enak
you're
gak
playing
sih
into.
lawan itu, Nocturne?
And I think with the Pantheon as well, a lot of skirmishing
Okay,
power,
Ahri.
you know, which I think is
Buat
important.
kabur
given
dari
the
ultinya
competition
Galio
you're
juga
playing
oke
into.
tuh.
And now for T1, you are playing a blind matchup in the top lane.
Camille sih kayaknya.
Yeah.
And I do feel like you want a decent amount of damage. Don't really want to tank with the composition you have already. Although to be fair, Sion's already gone, Casante's been banned, so a lot of top tanks you would typically play are gone.
Kennen.
Kennen gonna come out.
It does damage.
Wah, support Kalista anjir.
Thinking about support Kalista here.
Wah. Wah, bener-bener scary ya.
He's played it before.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just going to
Rel.
be Rel instead.
Yeah, toying with the idea, doesn't end up going for it, just going to go for an engaged support, so not going to have as much lane pressure as maybe some other picks that were being presented with the Ash ban with the
Butuh
close
tank
to
kita,
hover.
Bang.
A lot of engaged power.
Bisa, enak. Gak kena
Shield
ultinya,
considering
bisa hilangin ultinya
prospect
Nocturne tuh.
of an Olaf. If you get ahead on this pick, T1 actually doesn't have that much sustained damage.
Tapi
When you look at what they
Siwo
have.
kayaknya nggak bisa carry
Cutting
deh. Champion
through
late
the
game aja
Olaf
Siwo.
would be a problem in the 5v5.
Nah,
But they go
cocok.
against it and end up committing to the Yorick. Bit of side lane presence.
Ini early-nya kuat, late game-nya juga oke lah.
Way more power.
Yeah.
A lot of dive in the top side. The Varus ult, the Rel ult, loads of power there. I feel like D Plus's composition kind of
Yorick
needs to get the
early-nya
ball
lumayan
rolling
loh.
early. And I mean, yes, you have the Yorick, who's a lot of presence in the side lane.
Late game-nya juga main buat
I feel
split
like
push,
the
split push.
Ahri Lucian, these champions went behind, really going to
Team
struggle
Pack
to make
soalnya
an
kayak
impact.
susah deh
They
kalau
don't do
Team
a
Pack
whole
ya.
lot, especially up against something like a Galio. You know, this isn't BDD pulling out Ahri into the Yone of Scout and, you know, 1v1ing the matchup and getting solo kills and taking over the map. As we saw in Game 3 yesterday, this is definitely going to be a different vibe of Ahri.
It's also a great Merc Treads game for the Galio. Because like you often go Merc Treads on Galio, but you're playing into a good amount of CC. Like there's a Pantheon stun, there's the Charm, there's the Nami bubble, which is reduced by
3-0 gak
tenacity
sih?
as well.
Berat
So,
gak sih ini draft picknya.
you know, you're happy to pick up the Merc Treads and just get
Not gonna lie, T1,
that magic damage shield to really
DK,
just
can
make
you
yourself
win
immortal
with this one?
against the Ahri. Think,
T1
once again,
Circus, please?
T1 have a lot of tools, a lot of engaged power, a lot of team fight prowess. A little bit trickier to execute on for D+, and their backs are against the wall.
They got to make it
T1
work here in
Circus?
game number 3. Let's hop
Please?
onto the Rift. All right, the D+ fans desperate for a victory and a hope of a comeback as we're hanging out in the top lane. Don't see a lot of level 1 shenanigans nowadays, but that's going to make you not very happy.
Does he have to TP back? No, he's
gonna
gonna
stay.
stay.
Yeah. So that's one of the options, but none of the options felt good.
Yeah. Well, range tops. How do we feel about them?
I like them.
What?
Yeah. I don't play top lane, so
Oh, okay. That explains everything.
I don't.
You know, I don't play
Yeah.
that much top lane, but I empathize for the people who play top lane.
I just think it provides more fun gameplay.
You think playing into a range top?
Not playing into it, watching.
Oh.
Yeah. Like for us to cast it, I think it's more interesting to get a range top than like, I don't know, Cassante versus Yorick.
Oke.
I like
Ion
seeing the
versus Yorick.
I like
Showmaker,
seeing the top
tunjukkan bahwa
laners
kamu adalah
clash
user Ahri yang
and
amat sangat
spamming
cuami.
grass backs.
Yeah, I think you only care about the stacks, actually.
Okay, I'm a bit of a fiend for the stats. I'll admit it. Okay, I have a
That's
problem.
really the only angle.
Anything that has stacks, I like to see the number go up. Okay?
Ya, ini
It's a
mana
bit of an
T1
obsession.
sirkusnya, bro?
I wonder where that came from.
Nggak seru lah.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. But yeah, it is fun to see the number go up. We are not going to see all too much of it in this game.
Yeah, we actually don't have any grasp in this game.
Yeah.
What a tragedy.
We don't have...
We do have one of my favorite things to mention, Ultimate Hunter, way on the Nocturne.
Yeah.
So I can bring it up whenever he gets an assist to kill.
That's good. That is a number
Okay.
Yeah.
that can potentially go up.
Yeah, reduce cooldown the ultimate. Which you'll definitely be pressing off
Siwo
cooldown.
terbully di top lane. Normal ini mah.
Anyway.
Better to have it available as often as possible.
So bot lane matchup not going so well. You know, obviously the Varus has a lot of pressure, but generally it's when you've got a few points in your queue, when you can kind of outpoke at a distance, but also the support matchup is more the differentiator in this one.
Showmaker
Because you
ngestun
have this
minion.
Rel into Nami,
Alright.
because you have Lucian Nami specifically
charm,
into Varus,
maksudnya.
Rel, you are on the back foot. So D+ have enabled themselves to be able to have a good time here. Now Lucid is looking for a potential dive.
Lucy mencoba untuk dive di sini, tapi ada owner, nggak ada ulti sih owner. Oke, carry up. Wow. Alas Q. Oke, nice. One for one.
Yeah, owner just forced them back.
That's enough.
And meanwhile, up in the top side, looks like Doran's in a bit of trouble here, trying to just dash away and
no
flash as
flash,
well. So he gets away with his life, but not looking good up there.
Yeah, he gets locked in the cage and does not have a good time. She was finding an angle to just catch him and not really having the attack speed.
Sirkusnya udah pindah besok kayak ke Hanwha Live gue. Hanwha Live besok menang sih. Ya kali dibantai Genji, ya kan?
But if you watch, Korea wants to take aggro here, so he autos and immediately Carrier pounces, CCs him, and forces to hold him accountable for taking the aggro first.
Larinya terlalu lempeng ya sih.
Showmakaaa, he's in the mid lane. I don't think they're gonna kill him.
Okay, safe, nice.
Yeah. Ultimately, they don't find him, but still, that dive, the response from Carrier as soon as the aggro was taken, was very good. But yeah, Pantheon's just a bit too strong at turning things around. They do chunk Showmakaaa out.
Nggak mungkin dibantai besok. Hanwha Live bisa lawan Genji cuy.
But yeah, freeing up the rel already.
Genji itu belum pernah menang LCK Cup.
Find some pressure.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting what happened up here in the top lane. Now she was up a flash. She has been struggling a lot.
Nggak ada, Genji belum pernah menang LCK Cup guys, tenang.
So far in this game number 3, things are looking up, looking better. I don't know if we'll get a replay of exactly how the trade panned out, but you guys can imagine he probably went aggressive, trying to get damage, got caught in the cage, took a shovel to the face.
Lupa katanya Genji kan lah. Kita dukung Genji di Worlds ya. LCK kita gak dukung Genji.
I get globbed.
Is it a glob, really?
Isn't it a glob?
A glob of mist?
I don't know what it's called strictly, but it is a, you know, if we're describing it.
It looks like a wave, you know?
There's no way it's a wave.
It's like a cone.
Morning Mist. Yorick Hills a globule.
Genji gak pernah menang LCK Cup. Kapan Genji menang LCK Cup? Belum pernah.
Yeah.
LCK Cup kan baru sekali.
Should spend more time in top lane.
I guess, yeah. This explains a lot, I suppose.
Yang menang LCK Cup tahun kemarin Hanwha, kocak.
Meanwhile, they're going aggressive on a smash, who's getting quite low, but maybe it was a bait all along. Carrier's down the bubble.
Okay. Once more.
And he has to bubble himself.
The spear.
Oh, there it is, Lucid. Says I'm here to play now.
Itu dia jungleku.
And you know, I had a lot of praise before for Carrier for finding the
Padahal LCK Cup tahun lalu Genji pada sana Genji yang menang. Karbit anjir. Hanwha yang menang anjir tahun kemarin. Enak aja. Karbit. Tahun lalu yang menang Hanwha, kocak.
The bot lane going super well for D+.
Terbukti Karbit. Screenshot, screenshot gitu.
We'll see here, so like Smash trying to get a crystalline overgrowth.
Tercium aroma Karbit yang menyengat.
And again, Pantheon does so much damage to Searly.
Karbit.
Has the typos blasting on him, stacks up the spear, snipes out the Varus. And that's how the play went. So Owner finally has his ult available. And can actually contribute.
Yeah, maybe he is a champion now. We'll have to wait and see how the first Paranoia does go. In terms of places you want to gank, I mean, you've got Galio in the mid lane, but it's against an Ahri, so you really have to have the timing down. You see there's a deep ward that spots Owner, so they know he's level 6. Bot lane can be good, but Career is about to get his flashback. So
bot's probably the best.
Yeah. I mean, they should know he's down
here.
Instead, they're just going to try to clear a ward in the river and pay for it. I really don't know why they did that. Doran now doesn't have his flash, but gets aggroed.
That's called a matter of having good flash timings. You know, we were talking about how Korea was about to have his flashback. They knew that. They were aware.
Well, now we've got Lucid. He is quite fed. Showmaker's coming over here, but Faker is TPing in. And first roam from the bottom lane comes from the team who has 2 bottom laners. So they are going to win this trade. Not very surprising. I just feel like DK opting for a couple of plays that they were never going to win. This one they kind of got caught in the river. As now Smash says I can take them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
ulti, nice too.
that's some good
Bubble.
ult damage, but it's just not really going to amount to much. You know, the cover's there, and it just feels kind of frustrating because this game
Awal
was going
tahun
so
lalu
well
yang
for
menang
D+,
LCK Cup pas
and
Steven
wanna
dibantai
say all
sama
these
GG
nice
LCK Cup
things,
terakhir
and then
sebelum World itu
immediately
JNJ.
it backfires.
Huh?
And
LCK
the
Cup
mistake
terakhir
from Crib
sebelum World
is
itu
not a major
JNJ.
one, right?
LCK
But you're playing a bit too
apa sih
aggressive without
Karbit
flash from
udah
Nami.
Karbit.
You're walking through the river on this aggressive path.
It's free.
Right, you know Nocturne's going to be about 6. But then here,
Orang LCK
Lucian's
Cup
like, hey,
baru
I'm strong.
sekali aja.
I'm fed, I'm Pantheon. It's like you don't have the support here right now.
Yeah.
Right? You know you just lost your Nami.
Ada manusia setengah Nocturne itu
Right? You're
kayak
thinking, oh, well, Galley's
Masalahnya,
spawning, but it's like, because the bot lane's
kalau
there,
tim
like, how are
gua-
you going to get out again as a Pantheon? Right? You don't have the summoner available, and it's just like, okay, well now, what was just one pick has turned into even more. They are looking for the dragon here.
Yeah, speaking of which, this snowball might get out of control very quickly unless DK can win this one. But you can see the T1, you know, they could have maybe tried to finish off that Drake, but they don't overpress it. They say, okay, we stop them from the Drake,
I think
but that's good enough.
That's the key difference, is
Yeah.
knowing the limits, and I think it's something that D+ need to brush up on very quickly.
Like in this game right here, otherwise
Yes, yes.
they probably just lose.
Yes, I think learning as they go. Faker has got those Merc Treads. Hasn't got the upgraded ones yet, but this matchup unlikely to amount to much for Showmakaaa in terms of pressure.
Faker's definitely one of the Gallios that actually builds a good amount of AP outside of the Merc Treads, which there's no AP boots, but yeah, he's definitely one of the more aggressive ones. As now Carrier looking to turn around this play as the chains do come out and guess who's back again. It's Owner in the bottom lane, flashes the bubble, takes down Smash. They get the flash out of Career as well as the heal, and another stack for Owner.
Yep. So easy to do, and this is how you should be playing. You have Nocturne, the bot lane's easy to set up.
I think he's okay. Actually, he might even kill it. Yeah, he's just going to kill Career. Baited, I suppose.
Yep.
We'll give it to him, you know.
Has the barrier in the bag, turns around, finds the Nami as well, and now you have a 4-1 Varus. I want to remind you, they were winning bot lane. D+.
They were
D+
crushing.
were winning bot lane. How quickly that has turned around.
Uh-oh. Well, Lucid does have his flash. He might have to use it here. As the flash comes in for Faker first. As he does put
Kalah
up the
lagi
shield,
nih,
gets
waduh.
feared. And
Oke,
now it's going to
Showmakaaa
flash over the wall.
menyelamatkan
As
Lucid. Let's go.
Showmakaaa
Lari,
does come over
harus
trying to
bang.
help out.
Oke,
Charm
kena.
does hit onto
Terus?
Carrier. There's a very nice
Sebel
bubble going to
banget sih
catch
perasaan
too. Showmakaaa trying to
Oke,
keep them around,
Showmakaaa.
but he doesn't have his charm.
Charm,
As
charm,
now
charm, charm,
Pantheon's
charm.
joining out into the
Ada masuk.
game. Turned on
Iya,
him.
itu.
And Faker says, I will
Kenapa?
take that one for one every day of the
Quality-nya
week.
gitu,
Oh man, the ult
anjing.
from Lucid, I mean, just an even trade. It looks like T1 finally. They overstep. This is a chance for D+ to punish. And they're like, hey, D+ to get some momentum back in the game. And then Lucid flies in and there's a 1-for-1. It's like, well,
Gunblade finish. Dorn wants the aggressive trade, even with the maiden up here. The cage
Bang,
is there,
bang,
but the
bang,
shovel
bang,
gonna
okay.
help out. Flashes for both. As Doran, couple rounds. She was healing quite a lot, but now he's kind of on the opposite side. The Q does miss.
Okay,
The
dus,
Shuriken is not
dus,
there. Now
mati.
Gunblade is
Let's
taking
go,
way
Doran,
too much
Jumawa.
damage. And Ziyu just survives through it all and takes the kill.
yeah, just a step too
Itu
far.
dia
You know,
Doran yang
the
ku
healing that was
kenal.
coming in from Shield, the constant damage that was coming
itu
through
dia.
from various sources, trickling Doran down. And I think it was one of those plays where it's like, you've already gone a step too far. You're a bit too deep. No way getting out now. Some answers back from D+. But still, game not as good a position as we obviously started off.
Aku kira final LCK JJ sebelumnya World itu LCK Cup juga. Beda. Jadi ada LCK, ada LCK regular season. Ada tiket to MSI.
Then this just baited by the
Spring sama
barrier.
itu katanya dihilangin ya. Summer ya, nggak ada lagi.
He said one thing there.
Jadi yang juara LCK Cup tuh cuma Hanwha
The
doang sih.
triple tonic, the adaptive force potion.
Jadi secara sejarah buktinya JNJ belum pernah menang LCK Cup, bro. Berarti Hanwha Live bisa gak sih, man? Ya kan?
But I think he's still.
Bisa banget
I
gak sih?
think Dorn still dies. So
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Bit of limit testing from Doran. He found the limit.
He wants to be relevant in this game.
Yeah.
It's like the bottom lane is having all the fun. I want to do something. Faker, on the other hand, has purely accepted his fate in the mid lane. He has picked Galio and he's
Secara sejarah ECW sama Genji kapan menang World? Tahun ini. Tahun ini Chovy menang World.
Lucid and stuff,
Real.
that's about it.
Tapi yang menang MSI T1
Guess
sih.
who's in the bottom lane once again? It is
T1 MSI Chovy menang World.
Smash and mandate on Korea on the Nami, so
don't forget the scout slingshot.
Tahun ini T1 Golden Rod-nya bakal dihentikan oleh Lord Chovy ya.
That you see them and you're like, okay,
Gak ada 7 piala, gak ada.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, like Ghostblade. That item looks intimidating.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I say that on some champions, I'm like, oh, right? On an assassin,
Sundered
like, yeah. Sundered Sky, that's a good looking item. Scout Slingshot, whenever I see that item, I'm like, oh, wow. It just
What does that even do? Okay, this time the Gunblade and no cage, so maybe Siu, yeah, he's gonna get stunned up, and I think he's got it here. No, one more auto, and there it is. Doran
Redemption
extends it and picks up the kill.
Not Redemption the item, but like Redemption from his previous attempt. Yeah, he had Gunblade, not Redemption. That was
yeah. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, Scout Slingshot just looks so
useless.
Unintimidating.
I mean, it doesn't feel like it does a whole lot anyway, as Career's just dead. Trying to trade here once again, getting baited into it. You know, they have Lucid, and they say, maybe we can take this. Well,
tahun ini real. Tahun ini real Chovy cuy. Real.
There was a Nami in that? I didn't...
Well, that's the thing.
I didn't see any Nami, you know. The lights went out and just vanished. So that's kind of what I think T1 can just keep doing consistently. A lot of damage available. We'll see the replay. So dodges the glob of mist.
Harusnya sih Kenan late game
uses the speed to get past the cage.
Bisa diatur
so much
sih.
damage done, and the extra AD from the Gunblade also helping here to get those last autos.
It kind of sounded like he cursed there at the end, but
oh my god.
Oh, he said thank God. Okay.
Apa itu era Genji kami tuh era Samsung SSG. Ngomongin soal SSG, Core JJ pensi cowok. Supportnya SSG. Core JJ pensi cowok.
Yeah, Redemption Cannon would be a bit of a weird one.
Yeah. I'm glad you cleared that up for us, Stan.
No.
And now we have some pressure on the Rift Herald. Top laners have moved down to the bottom side.
Iya, dia retire.
But no big moves towards it just yet.
BLG enggak, tuh dia ngambek doang, balik lagi.
I think that's completely fair. I think there's not a
BLG ribut sama sama coachnya, tapi balik lagi.
I think you can just go like the Rockabell, high damage Galio, fly in and just explode people.
Ribut doang.
Looks like they want to go for a turn as chains into Nocturne ultimate into dead.
Speaking of exploding people.
Where have we seen this before?
Yeah.
I swear I know that play from somewhere. As now, once again, two top laners going at it. This time Doran going to take a little bit more passively.
Yeah, kind of a more defensive ult there, so forces Shu away, but not really able to chase for the kill with the Maiden right on top of him. But they are really just trying to ruin the KDA of D+'s support in this situation.
Ketahuan Keria mencoba untuk diciduk, tapi kayaknya damage-nya gak bakal cukup sih.
Lucid's trying his best, you know, he was the very fed one.
Honor dapat Herald, tapi kita punya 3 grams.
You know, part of the reason why T1 came back is also based off of his play in the bottom river from earlier. So I'm sure he wants to get redemption for himself as well. Not the item.
Nah, late game harusnya udah mulai enak sih. Oke, Lucid. No flash.
Looking for that kill on a Pace who is sprinting away.
No flash. Showmaker, flank. Nice.
Flash over the wall, disengage. Cone gets him away.
Wait, did he get the auto off before? I mean, I guess
it kind of looks like Lucid hit it.
It looked like that, but I assume not.
Yeah, it would not have been a good idea to do so if he did.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It was hard to see in the moment when the flash came in.
Tapi kami punya Parus 5-1. Parus Lethality. Bisa Parus Lethality mah. Tinggal dodge gak sih?
Let's see it. Yeah, that is a Pantheon auto.
He autoed the blast cone.
That's not the redemption he was looking for.
There's no way. I just automatically defaulted to there's no way that actually happened. There's no way that actually happened.
It did.
I just. Wow. Well, that happened.
Yeah.
That's a tilter. Do you know how Doran said after his solo kill, it's like, thank God? I can't even imagine what Lucid said after that. You know,
Yeah,
he said
funnily enough, we didn't get that on the I think we should, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That, that's a tilter.
Will Career learn this time? Nope. No, he won't. You know, I thought sixth time was the charm.
You know what you said? Will he live? What is there to learn from this?
Don't clear the ward.
What do you mean?
Die.
Don't clear. Stand in the fountain?
Yes. No, just let someone else do it. Okay, this time they're going in on a phase, and that should be enough, but he's getting so much damage, and he's even living!
He's alive!
Okay, well, he's dead, but
Okay.
Lucid will go down eventually as well, but I mean, at least they get the kill, but man, honestly, how tilting can this get?
At least they got it. At least, you know, if the goal was to kill FaZe and nothing else, just purely to kill FaZe, they were successful. Get Dragon? No. Win the fight? No. Win the game? No. Protect mid tower? No. None of these things, just purely to kill FaZe, they were successful. If that's what we're measuring, then they achieved their goal.
Not again.
Oh.
He's okay. But he does have the tidal wave.
But unfortunately, the outcome of the series is measured more on their ability than on their ability to kill FaZe. This was pretty close to being the biggest tilter. A lot of heal
kan Ahri bisa ngehindar ultinya Galio ya. Kok dia masuk sih?
And Doran killed
Bang Ahri, maaf banget nih. Maaf banget ini. Kan fungsinya Ahri buat ngehindarin ultinya Galio ya.
It's not looking positive.
Kok masuk ya? Kan make Ahri buat ngehindarin ultinya Galio kan, ya kan? Gitu gak sih?
The grandpa.
That's gonna
Kok
sting.
dia masuk aja?
Mr. Grandpa Goat.
Yeah.
Here on the team is very disappointed.
Maaf banget ini Bang. Menurut kepercayaan saya,
he's a big time.
menurut kepercayaan saya ultinya Ahri itu dipakai buat menghindar ultinya Galio.
Yeah. Wait, you don't think he was being serious with that comment?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Smiling and laughing as he said.
He's always having a good time.
What do you think? Do you think on deep? Do you think Showmakaaa is saying disappointed when Creator dies every
Bros
time?
gak ngerti pro player, iya sih, aku gak ngerti sih. Aku gak ngerti deh mekaniknya sih.
Creator's like, okay.
But this is the thing, like
Mungkin
he has put
beda
himself
kali ya
in this position
metanya.
now where.
Okay, I mean, what? You have to get vision somehow, you know?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like you need your support to get vision, but the trade-off is he dies.
Okay, then what are you supposed to do? Just never get any, never leave the base?
I think he needs to move with Lucid and hope that it helps.
It doesn't.
Be easy.
It doesn't. We've seen that. Lucid's been like 2 minutes away every time.
Well, no wards for you.
Look,
or you could just die.
I'm all.
Kapan main Wolfie sih? Main aku kemarin. Main Yone susah banget anjir main Yone.
I'm not saying like
Q-nya lama banget anjir Q2-nya.
But I do think there's limited options.
Di LoL PC Q2-nya lama banget cooldown-nya anjing.
When you're getting tag teamed by Owner and FaZe, just firing ults at you every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Limited options available, you know?
Yeah, I think he's feeling that. And unfortunately, that just means they really don't have any presence on the map. Like he was scared to clear that ward in his own jungle.
Hongsho Yone-nya
I'd be like, you know
top
what?
1 guys itu keren
When we
banget.
go to game 4, you don't have to play an enchanter.
Mengalahkan scout itu Yone.
Best of 7s. Best of 7 win. Given opportunity to career. Owner is kind of going 1v4. Thought that Keria would be following up. I think he got bubbled. So Keria wasn't quite there for the play.
Keria is, he's breathing a sigh of relief. His heart is beating at like 200 BPM. He's like, oh my god, it wasn't me. It wasn't me for once.
Yeah.
And look how quickly the ults are ticking back, right? He doesn't have much time.
Oh, trying to trap Doran in here as
Wow, udah mulai sakit tuh.
Lucid nearby.
Ada Lucid.
But yeah, I mean he gets into the turret pretty quickly.
Galio bikin itu loh dia. Cosmic Drive.
Early. Otherwise, you know, if he pushes up in the lane, maybe Lucid gets there with his ult and they can collapse.
Iya, makanya aku pikir kayaknya T1 tahun ini menang MSI sih. Jago banget.
This one, you know, in terms of numbers, it doesn't. You know, it doesn't say like, oh, T1 ahead, 10,000 gold this time at 23 minutes, but it feels that way.
Faker keciduk.
As this time Faker going to have to flash away. Keria attempting to help them out as well. The disengage cone comes in.
All right.
Get some clearance. Was flashed down from Faker. They did also lose Ona's flash earlier. So D+ showing they have some fight in them. They will burn those cooldowns if you overstep. And it is a Chemtech soul, so not the biggest
Doran is just clearing wave in the side lane.
But it still just feels like existing is dangerous for D+.
Menang world mah enggak sih kayaknya.
There is that threat.
Ya kali
Smash just
7
finished
piala.
his rapid fire cannon, so not the most inspiring combination of items on this Lucian, but just give him some extra range to play around with. Hayes has 3 full items, so
And a Caulfield's Warhammer.
a little bit spooky, a little bit scary.
Yeah, 7 kills, 2.2k gold ahead on the Lucian. Will do that. And again, you can look at the map, like at least they've been able to get some wardage through like the top laner, through Lucid on the map. But again, Career doesn't get to ward. But in positions like this, you're not going to ult over the Pantheon at least, so able to stick around for now. I say that.
Oh my god.
I don't want to curse this guy, I swear.
Stop talking, Brandon.
This is kind
Enggak,
of, you
enggak.
know,
Yang menang world tahun ini
Pace is really good at the video
Genji.
game. Sorry.
He's trying to exist.
Genji
They are
tahun
setting
ini
up
menang
for
world.
the dragon. Faker has TP, but he's going for this top tower at the moment. They might, I mean, they could just not contest this if they really wanted, but they are TPing.
Yeah.
They're like, we need to
Faker,
push the pace
ada
of the
Faker
game. We
tuh.
want,
Siu,
we
stop
want
Faker.
Soul, even if it's not the best.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think T1 will be
Well,
happy
okay.
that DK tried to go for the dragon. Although at this point, you did TP and DK all got away. By the way, the maiden just went down, so there is that. So now we got a fight coming in here. Owner's just going to go in on the Career.
Galio miss
I don't
ulti
know if
untuk
that was
pertama
the
kalinya.
best idea this time around, but it's okay.
Siu,
He gets low, the chains
Showmaker
go down on the
set.
Lucian. Showmaker
Doran,
nearly
Doran.
dies to Doran, but he does get away. And now Faker trying
Nice.
to join on in. Lucian's
Aman,
still
aman.
alive.
Dikit-dikit,
And kind
dikit-dikit,
of a concave
dikit-dikit.
here for the side of
Dikit-dikit,
T+Kia.
cicil dulu,
Faker
cicil dulu,
getting
cicil dulu,
kited
cicil dulu.
down. Oh, the arrow gonna just go through the Galio, kind of hidden there. As he runs in a straight line, the bubble gonna catch Carrier. Maybe the spear gets him. As Lucid is on the right side, and they're nearly
Bisa,
able to
bisa,
take out
smash.
a couple of those guys there on the side of DK.
Sakit
Really,
banget
it's just pain.
Oh no, the Nami!
He's just walking forward, and nobody can deal with this guy. Oh no! Run! Nice. Yeah, he's accepted his fate. And that's the end of Career once again.
What's one more death, you know?
But at least DK, this is a much better fight compared to what we've seen so
Yeah,
far.
they actually managed to navigate it and get the dragon. I think the target selection, not the best from T1 for once. A bit of fumble. I know the Nami is squishy, but when you're going for those quick picks, fine. But here, Ona kind of dives in and they're just not able to blow up Nami. And also, it's not the highest value target. It was just split focus. Split focus, some damage onto Korea, he disengages, some damage onto Showmakaaa, disengages, some damage onto Smash. Everyone peeling back, and then they kind of didn't have gas left in the tank. Now, this arrow from Pace was great, and that's when D+ kind of realized, hey, we cannot just run into this Varus who's firing out these big arrows. Pace was feeling so confident here. Look at him walking up. He's like, okay, I'll go. And D+ did have to respect that. He is the main threat on this team.
Meteornya sih nggak apa-apa ya, tapi kenapa balik lagi?
Yeah, but I think the target selection was a little off. Also, Ona like flew in and Faker ulted down. It was just awkward. So T1 showing not the best coordination they've had this series, definitely not. But Pei's still a force to be reckoned with. And honestly, okay, I'm gonna say something. If you subtract Korea's deaths from the kill score, they're even in kills.
That's not the way it works, but I do see what you're going for.
I trust you, Lucid.
And,
Lucid, I trust you.
You look at it that way, it's not so
Kenapa?
bad.
Not the biggest steal in the world. As yeah, the exhaust is going to come down. Showmaker does go in. They're looking for the turn this time around, but again, Owner kind of alone has Faker at least to
Bisa
follow
sih.
up. They're all super low on health, and it's really just
Q-nya Parus, Q-nya
takes an
Parus.
immense
Oke,
amount of
smash,
damage,
oke,
but it
smash.
doesn't matter. As the rest of
Showmaker,
DK
kamu
very
masih
healthy,
punya
they're looking
charm.
for that kill.
Gas.
He flashes
Nice.
the charm as Carrier goes down, and the
Anjing,
damage
di one
is
shot.
just too immense. As Doran looking for the trade here on the Smash, who says, I'll just take the disengage cone.
Aduh,
Career
efek
trying to
cute.
take the turret for him. And Smash takes the turret shot anyway.
Bang,
Maybe with Yorick coming over,
Bang.
yes, he will be saved.
Bang Siu dari mana ya?
Honestly, slick getaway thanks to Korea tanking the tower there, but Paige just on fire in these fights. Messy, I think, still the engage from T1. Coordination not quite there, but the Varus doing so much work.
He's just going in. Pace is still here. I didn't see body back, but he was backing under the turret.
12-2 itu
Stops the back,
Varus.
and she was dead.
Yeah,
Gimana ya?
that did just happen.
Kill number 12. We're not even done yet.
We're not even done.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Not like this.
Smash doesn't have cleanse. Korea, don't walk up.
Not like
You
this.
don't need to die again. You
Yeah,
don't need to
Pace
die again. The Barons
still
just
here.
doing so much damage to them. I think starting the Baron's a risky play. They have started Baron, I'm aware of it.
Ingat
As
bang,
I'm saying this,
Kamu
I'm
punya
aware it's a
vision.
risky play.
Yeah.
kamu punya
Well,
vision
Can
bang.
ult in if you really want to get in there.
Kau punya vision bang. Tangkap dulu,
Eventually he
bisa tuh
will, although
Doran
he's
dulu
going
tuh.
to trade on the Doran first,
Balik.
maybe try to spark a turn, but the turn is
Okay.
not coming in, and that Baron's getting pretty low. As now the Paranoia comes down, and Lucid never pulls the trigger, as now they are going to go in, but this time Owner shows some more restraint. Charm is down, Spirit Rush also is down. Keria looking at the front line, they're going to take it slow this time, and I think that's for the
Oke, ulti
best.
digunakan.
As eventually Lucid should go down, not
Woo,
quite
Lucid
though.
save. Okay, nice.
Does walk it off, has
No
GA as
casualties
well.
so far.
Yeah, not actually so risky if you don't get contested on the Baron. So T1 hold strong, they save the Paranoia till late to kind of zone them away, and Lucid just never dives in to contest the Baron. Here's that initial play. Got very scrappy here.
No
We see
casualties so
how
far.
deep Ona ends up going, and the bot lane are able to disengage away. The Galio ult splits them, but he's so
Nggak ada
low
tank
already
posisi kalah sih,
that
malah
he just
build
kind of gets
damage.
deleted in this situation. Pays here, dodging away from Showmaker with
Soalnya
the
nggak
flash
tanky
on the
juga nggak sih
charm.
Yorick mah
Super
kalau
late,
misalkan
but able to
build
blow up
tank
Showmaker as well.
clear
And
wave-nya
the Doran's
lama
coming in,
malah.
but this was a cute tower tank from Korea to let Smash escape. You can see he's waiting for him. I think he would have just died otherwise. Definitely would have just died otherwise.
As it stands, though, you know, a couple of closer fights. DK aren't totally out of this one yet.
Yeah, they're showing some life. It's good to see.
It definitely has been. They
Lucian
still have
Nami sih,
to get through this Rebel Baron power
kayak
play on the
Lucian
side
Nami
of
nggak pernah
T1,
menang
though.
deh. Perasaanku
They're
doang
taking
apa?
plates on
Enggak
the inner
Diabel menang
turret.
deh.
Pays, the max range, and that's going to be
Waduh,
a lot
langsung
of
setengah
power
hanya nyawanya.
damage. As now, we do have the Pantheon coming in, trying to peel for him, and trying to get the angle there with
Bisa kali,
Showmaker, but he
bisa kali.
doesn't quite have the charm, and Lucid, I think
Help,
will eventually
please.
have to pay the price with his GA. We
Siwu,
do have
Siwu,
on the flank
Siwu.
coming in, but Faker also
Angkara
there
Siwu,
trying to
Angkara
peel.
Siwu.
Doran now just gonna flash on everyone over, and fast!
Wow, wow.
Insane amounts of damage from
Wow,
this
wow,
cannon.
wow, wow, wow.
He's gonna have to pay for it with his life, you would imagine.
Oh.
As there it is.
Oke,
Faker
Angkara
takes him
Siwu,
down,
Angkara
but-
Siwu.
Yeah, Faker and the rest of T1 just peeled
Siwu.
off and kind of left Doran on
Siwu.
purpose because they wanted to deal with
nice
Siwu,
flash,
who
though.
does flash.
Oke, Siwu.
And they do have the follow-up
Oke,
as
Siwu.
now Lucid comes in, picks up 1100 gold.
Oke, nice flash.
And looking for a bit more
Oke,
here.
oke,
Keria,
Siwu
though,
dapat
gonna get
paru
out of the
flash.
cage, and they
Gol
still have
Lucid
Owner, they still
agak
have
jadi
Faker. And it
mundur.
doesn't look like Showmaker alone is enough damage to deal
Kenapa?
with this front line and the tankiness of T1 from ahead.
Triple kill,
for
Galio.
Faker.
Galio
Korea,
triple kill.
They're looking to bully him further. It's not going to happen.
Galio triple kill.
Messy fight, but Doran comes in, blows up the enemy AD carry. It's D+, they're trying to respond in
Okay.
kind, but they just don't have gas in the tank to
Triple
continue
kill.
the play
Okay,
beyond that.
okay.
Definitely a bit of a crazy one. The Yorick flank, not something you typically see. If they dive in with the Pantheon, the peel's pretty good. It kind of stops Showmaker from getting to Pays and allows them to survive. But then we have this deep Yorick flank coming in, so they kind of have to peel away. And Doran's like, you know what? I have a lot of damage.
It is what it is. I'm going to send it.
Yeah. I respect it, honestly. It does buy time for the rest of the team to peel back and deal with the Yorick.
Okay.
So, you know, it did make sense.
Tapi keren banget gak sih Siwu nih?
And then here, Shiva flashes in and
Oke.
try and hit Pays. Not really kill him, but that allows Lucid to
main
finish him
lah.
off. Big
Shutdown.
shutdown. And does take out the Varus, who was a big problem.
Nah,
The
main
problem
lah,
is
main
they just
lah.
have nothing left at this point. Showmakers
Main lah.
have ult.
Tinggal butuh
and T1 just kind of clean up these
ya
kills.
sekitar 5 kali lagi kayak gitu kali ya. Bisa ya?
Now, just slowly chasing them down, burning them down.
We just need those
Galio
5 more
Nocturne
times,
definitely
right?
known for their combo, but if there's not a lot of threats on the enemy side, you can always chase them down. And Pays has done the most damage.
Perasaan
by
gak
a
gini
large
deh
margin.
Showmaker
Not
akhirnya.
a big surprise.
He now also has GA, so
Kekena.
gonna be very hard to deal with, I think.
5 kali lagi bisa
GA
sih.
and Edge of Night.
He used a large majority of his team's gold. We did see like
Aduh,
next up
masalahnya dia ada
in terms
GA
of
sekarang.
gold were 3 members of D plus Kia
Does have-
after pace.
Ada
He does
GA,
have
ada
flashing
spell
it,
shield.
which is good for him.
Well,
So not the easiest target to deal with. The thing is, he has like essentially double defensive, and he has both sums as soon as his barrier comes up, which is in a second. So right now, though, we have Chemtech Soul coming up. Again, not the highest value soul ever in general, but also just with that comp, not crazy value, really on some of the frontliners. Baron is up soon, though, and I have a feeling T1 will want to start it because it's T1, but also just their way of pushing further into the base. They managed to get all of the towers outside of D+'s base, but breaking the base a bit more of a problem.
Looks like Pace went back and
siapa
picked
yang bisa
up a
nge-kill
dirt.
Varus ya kalau gini ya?
He definitely needs more items.
Yes,
Doesn't have enough yet.
running out of space.
So next year, 80 carries get 8 item slots, yes?
I think so. I think they need more.
1 slot for an auto Infinity Edge when you
Actually,
finish
no.
your second 80 carry quest?
The thing is, I don't think that's what they need right now. I think it's unfair that top laners get to be level 20 and 80 carries don't. So I think they should get the top laner quest as well as their own quest. Do you not agree?
And everybody else just only gets 1 quest?
No, I think they should take away the other quests.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's more fair.
They should give 80 carries all of the
Gak bisa lah, Alin Varus. Dia ada spell shield, ada GA.
and top quest combined. That sounds
Front
what about
lane-nya
support?
susah sih.
They don't care about that.
Ngincer Faker.
Yeah, they are 80 carries after all.
Kagak
You wanna give them
damage
wards?
anjir.
Okay.
They're
Kalau
not
misalkan
buying those
ngincer
anyway.
front lane pun
They're
owner
placing those anyway.
terulti.
Pace doesn't have any more
Backline
room
kita
for wards
mati,
anyway.
cok.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to face check eventually. Baron is coming up here in 5 seconds.
Oh, you can give them the jungle quest just so they could steal jungle camps.
They do that anyway.
Yeah, exactly, but they can get more gold and XP for it. And you know what? They would still
Yeah,
complain
split
about that
pussy.
gold being weak.
Oke, oke
Pace.
Smash.
Uh-oh.
That's
Yeah,
a
he's
some
taking a
good
huge amount of
damage
damage
there.
from Smash, who is trying to change the tone
All
of
right,
this game.
Smash found the
Just
angle.
them down. You can see Pace, he E'd backwards. So he
Smash.
was not ready
That's
for
my
that.
Was not
ABC.
ready, and
Mine.
Carrier has to pay for the sins of his AD carry.
Alright,
Doing a
Smash.
lot of damage, I think, is what we're establishing here. He is also an AD carry.
He is.
Alright,
And now
lose it,
we got
lose
Pace in
it.
a bit of trouble.
Aduh,
He's
gak
going to
dapet
have to
dia-nya.
use that barrier. We do have a defensive
Gak dapet dia-nya,
paranoia
gak
to
dapet.
come in. Faker just pushing top.
Yes.
Doesn't care
Faker
about any of
is
this
doing
noise.
Faker
He is
thing.
just playing the macro game this series. Now has to find his way out of here.
He has heroic exit. You got some awareness
Uh,
of heroic entrance.
Balik lagi,
Everyone
Faker
understood the
clear
way to
wave
play.
lagi.
You have to explain it.
Faker just don't care, I
well,
guess.
eventually-
Dan
okay, the
dia
flash charm comes
mati,
He's going to go into
mati.
his arm guard as
Mate!
well
Nice.
and just die.
Yeah. I mean, it's because he has the rod already.
Let's go.
He's going to be able to get the full on you, so yeah.
Come on.
There it is.
Okay.
Do you send Baron? Yes, you do.
Yeah, I think this is the time.
Cuk, bisa cuk, bareng
Baron's
cuk.
coming from base.
Bisa banget.
They might just be able to get this.
Bantu, bantu,
TP's coming
weh.
in. Oh, this is a great angle for Doran.
Yeah,
oh, low
slicing
Lucius
Nelson
already.
flash.
Oh my lord.
I don't think Pantheon, I mean, he's got GA up,
Bisa, bisa, bisa.
but this is about to get very interesting. They're going to try to kill him first down. The Baron, well, he's dead. And there it is. Even the smite goes to 15. It doesn't matter. T1 playing with their food. And DK thought this was their opportunity to come back. But in fact, it was just T1's to close the game out.
Oh,
Career,
he's going to flash away.
no. No career. Well, that's Baron, and that's going to be Chemtech Soul,
Yeah.
En aja gak sih bang,
T1.
ngapain Chemtech Soul dah.
the Elder Spawner.
He actually gets away because of the TP shield.
Yeah.
Wow.
En aja bang, kenapa
He's just living in his own
Chemtech Soul
world.
segala sih?
The joys of being a Yorick. Well, that was certainly not the play that D+ hoped for. I think it's
Just
fair
end
to
this
say.
game, please.
T1, swift punish. Nocturne, definitely the champion you want in that situation. Kennen also a good champion to have in that situation.
Yes.
This is a good play from D+. The culling doing a lot of damage. Lucian just able to absolutely shred there.
Nah, pick up-nya bagus sih, Smash.
Yeah, just turns carry caper. Late game sports.
Hey,
not
whoa,
doing
why
so
are
hot.
you? Why your wild
Speaking
tip
of late game
account gone? Is
sports,
it banned?
We'll
No,
get to
no.
see the demise of
I
Korea
reset my
again.
account.
Here the ult just comes in. The smite a little off, it doesn't matter. Lucid is dead. Twice.
That
And then-
one arrow in the smash. It's like 75% of his HP.
Yeah. They buffed this champion.
Yeah, they did. Heroic exit. This time it gets him out.
Oh, just, you know what that was?
Well.
Contextual value.
Yeah.
Just survives.
Just for Faker. I like how they show it right there, like while below 50% health. Yes, that is the way it works. And now we got TP coming in from Faker. All of DK are alive. The bubble timing not on points. Can be a little bit confusing with the new TP as well.
Tuhan, tolong selamatkan DK.
Inhibitor. And T1 just trying
T1
to
Circus,
end this
please.
one on good footing and not have any close calls with Smash again.
You know, I just want Korea to live. You know, I think he's died enough this game. I don't think the Nexus is long for the world with the current state of the game. But if Korea can just not die again, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I don't think T1 feel the same, though, is the thing. Rounding the bend here is Faker, and Doran is going to spread everybody out and go into his zone. Force the GA to come out here.
Doran dead, corner dead.
He goes to his own GA. And I think this is just the...
Wah, bubble-nya di flash, anjir! What the fuck, Faker? What was that? What the...
They didn't have to do that, but we do know that Faker will always do that.
Oh,
he takes him out for the 9th time in this game.
No, it's only 9, it's not 10. You can get double digits.
And that's the end. That's the end of the series. T1 just crushed them in 3 games. It was not close. It was not long. And D plus Kia will have to figure it out as we move into play-ins and playoffs.
Honestly,
Wah, kacau
was
ini.
that game
Faker sih MVP sih.
competitive? It was definitely more competitive.
MVP Faker atau Pace kayaknya?
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Ya, MVP Faker atau Pace.
Yeah. I think this was clear display that T1 have ramped up. You know, they are locking in as we look towards playoffs, which they have now locked into.
Yeah,
and
well.
they are in terrifying form. They haven't played Gen G yet, obviously, as they're in the same group. And that is a clash that I am definitely looking forward to, because right now these two teams are definitely looking like the best in the league. D+, they were the team in the other group where like if a team can take them down, D+ might be that team who can do it. Well, this did not look even remotely
Kacau lu Bang Faker, kacau.
In the same realms.
Yeah, it did not. As you got to pick a POM.
Berat banget sih asli.
POM.
Mukanya capek banget sumpah itu. DK.
Really putting you on the spot here.
Yeah.
I think obviously Pays is going to get votes.
I think Pays was really good in game 3.
Yeah, he had the Kaisa as well, but it wasn't all about him. Like he played the Kaisa well, but
Nah, aku pengen penasaran MVP-nya siapa.
Game 1 he was just kind of playing Jhin, so wasn't super flashy.
You know who I actually think it is?
Faker?
Ya kayaknya Faker sih.
This one I feel like it's not
MVP
that
Faker deh.
obvious. Group Baron is going to hit 14 points, and the match tomorrow is going to decide which group ends up winning that match between Gen G and HLE.
I need to process and use my brain.
Ox is processing it. It takes him a while, but he'll get there. This was kind of the beginning of the tilting. I mean, we did have some other tilting moments as well, but
Pace bisa jadi Pace, tapi
just barely, but a huge
tapi
fight
yang dari tadi yang bikin play
they
tuh
go for the
Faker deh kalau kita perhatiin ya.
Kind of being close here in this fight, but you know,
dia
there was
ngasih
never a
space
moment where
banget tuh
DK had a huge
buat apa?
move back
Buat
into a
T1 dari tadi.
competitive state. They would like get these wins where they would pick off 1 or 2 guys and then, you know, make a move like this and kind of shut it down, get a bunch more gold. Smash had this moment where he was able to take out Keria, but then they were just kind of able to disengage and go back.
Iya, walaupun damage Pace kali boleh kali ya, tapi sumpah kayaknya dari tadi playnya Faker sih.
Definitely were some moments, but again, nothing that really broke the backs of T1, and they maintained control for the entirety of this game. As we'll listen in. As they're just saying, you know, just hit the front line, hit the Pantheon.
Showmaker pindah LEC. Tidak! My God! Pindah LEC anjir!
And Ox is still thinking about his POM.
No.
I'm really contemplating. I'm struggling. I'm really.
나 스킬 5초.
My God.
It's not easy, I think. It's not easy this
I
one.
did it. I did it. I did it. And I don't regret my vote.
You
at all.
Doran'd it?
No.
공 써줄게.
You ownered it.
Ah, well. Nice try too.
Well, you said no to Doran, but then for owner you said we'll see. So I think we know.
Hanwha Life, good luck ya,
55k
BTW.
damage in
Besok
40 minutes.
harus
It didn't
3-0
help
ya.
that he had like
Anjir.
18,000 kills at the end
Mamam
of it all.
lawan JNJ harus 3-0,
We
cok.
do know that
Orang
Super GZ are going to go
stres.
for pace. I
thing
think
is,
that's 100% going
I think in a series like this, where T1 played so dominantly, I think there's multiple good votes.
Yeah.
I think no matter who gets it, I'm not going to be even remotely upset because I think like that's why it was so difficult for me to decide because I had multiple people in my mind who I thought would maybe.
It is Doran. Okay.
I mean, I honestly expect a split vote because for me, in my mind, it was a split vote.
Yeah, okay, sure. Why not?
So I expect a spread. I think Doran had some great moments, right? The cannon flanks were pretty fantastic. Sion got that massive ult
Hey, look. The fortune of T1 came true.
Lah, si
The Doran POM.
kocak.
wigs.
Ya
Wow,
ampun.
indisputable, actually.
1 for 1. The wheel.
Yeah. Well, that we've
Well,
That we've seen.
GG
Obviously,
buat
it's been
T1.
tested many
it could be
times.
right every
Yeah.
single time. Yeah, so that came in clutch. But yeah, I think honestly, I think everyone on T1 really had some great moments in this series.
Oke guys, terima kasih yang sudah nonton bareng. Sampai jumpa bulan depan ya. Bulan depan playoff. Sampai jumpa di playoff. Saya pamit undur diri dan mau mandi. Terima kasih sudah nonton. Bye.
And I think Doran definitely had a great day and had some great moments. And that Ken and Baron ult was